really happy for our guys. I think that our players have worked really hard, especially this last week where we had a bye on Thursday and practiced well. Had a lot of guys come in, put in a lot of extra time, and it paid off. They played not only individually did they play well, but we played really well as a team. I thought that the pace of the game from the very start was how we wanted to play, and we continue to get energy as we scored the ball and got stops, and then we were able to manage the game as far as possession by possession. We were trying to execute every possession in the game where the score had some separation. There was some separation in the score, but we were still executing at a really high rate, and so we'll get ready for a big road test next week. Any questions?
Coach, a game like that, do you feel like you can get better, even though it was so lopsided?
There's a lot of things in that game, but what we've been trying to work on and do as consistently over the course of the game. And I thought tonight that we made some real steps forward as far as some combinations in our lineup. I think that Charles played at a where he wasn't in foul trouble, and so we had a chance to play multiple minutes, back-to-back minutes. His time has kind of been chopped up the last 3-4 weeks, and I think it's kind of hurt the flow of his game. And tonight to be able to leave him out there for big chunks at a time, I thought really helped him. Really helped us.
Coach, what was the difference in the three-point shooting this game as opposed to the last few games when you've kind of been in a slump?
Well, I think our guys, they spend a lot of time on it. It's, maybe we have a little bit of extra time as far as not having a game on Thursday, and so their legs were a little bit more fresh. But whatever the reason is, it's how we play, it's what we do, and these guys are really good at it. It's just a matter of believing in themselves. And then I think the pace of the game is really important to how we, the confidence level that we have when we shoot these shots. And we shot probably more than we should have tonight because you don't want to have half your shots be three-point shots. But the way they were playing our post, Brandon and Noah had such big games. The first time we played them over there, that they really concentrated on trying to get the ball out of their hands. And if it's going to get out of their hands and get to an open shooter, we'd rather have a guy shoot a three than a long two. So I think that the couple that Anson hit and Charles hit early were really big because I think it let everybody breathe a little bit.
How important is it to get that first one to go in that Anson was able to get, and then Charles hit one? And how important is that when you've had a stretch where you haven't been shooting very well?
Well, I think it's really important. I mean, we talked about it as coaching staff to see who we really felt like tonight we should shoot the ball well. And we just thought that the way things had set up was good. The fact that we had time in the week to work on it individually, and we shot the ball pretty well in practice, and expected the guys to shoot well. But we did kind of look around and say who's going to be the guys that will get this thing started so that everybody can get rolling.
They didn't get the good looks inside like they did in Malibu. Was that guys paying more attention to the scouting?
There's no question. These they had 3 or 4 different ways defensively that they were going to make it tough on our post guys. They got their guards down off the ball. They dropped the top guard down. They brought the second post over, and you saw one time when Brandon, he was determined that he was going to score the ball. He had 3 guys on him, and I think that. We really learned from a couple possessions, and then our perimeter guys really kind of controlled the game for us.
Could Brock have gone if needed, or was he?
He wanted to play, and the trainer, Rob, thought that it would be better if he didn't play as far as his ability to help us next week, and so we wanted to see how the game would go. Brock's a competitor, tough guy, and he doesn't like being hurt. And he wants to get back as soon as he can, and I'm glad we were able to rest him today, give him a couple more days, and hopefully have him next week.
I know you want Steven back, but not having him and having that be definite for a little bit, does that help a guy like DeMarcus out a little bit as far as not knowing when or if? Or?
Well, I think that your roles change, definitely, and if there's a couple things that I could kind of go and redo, but that would be one of them. I kind of coached this team for 2 or 3 weeks thinking Steven was going to come back and hoping he was coming back, and he tried to come back, and it just didn't work. And, rotations might be a little bit better, we may be a little bit deeper if we had coached this group, knowing that he was going to be out for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. And, but I still have a lot of confidence that he can come back and help this team. We'll see when he actually gives us the time rest that the doctors want him to rest it, and then we'll put him out there and see how he responds. But we need him at full strength. We found that we kind of limped through a couple games with him, and he can really help this team if he is at full strength. Hopefully he will.